citizens offering bribes or policemen asking for bribes. And this cannot be tolerated because it undermines the confidence of the citizens.
If the head of the stream is corrupt, the entire river will be also.
Welcome back to the Jamaica Uncovered channel. This is another episode of Why Is It?
I do know that the leadership of the police is very concerned about complaints of corruption and citizens offering bribes or policemen asking for bribes. And this cannot be tolerated because it undermines the confidence of the citizens.
If the head of the stream is corrupt, the entire river will be also. I do not support corruption. Corruption takes money away from children's education. It deprives hospitals of basic necessities.
This government, relative to the previous government, has far less instances or suggestions of corruption. I had the opportunity to go through the history of the previous government, year by year, to look at the instances of corruption.
It means that roads are not fixed. Corruption deepens inequality. It siphons off taxpayers' money to make a few cronies richer with the political connections instead of benefiting the people. This government has been doing everything it can to weaken and undermine the Integrity Commission.
As you have said, marred. And we can go back as far as when it just started. We could start with the zinc scandal, the furniture scandal. We can come down to NetServe, Operation Pride. We can go on and on.
I designed as Minister of Justice and brought the legislation to Parliament to fight corruption in this country.
Some of these were not issues of malfeasance. Some of them were misfeasance, the misallocation and misappropriation of government funds. But in none of them can we say that the government has taken deliberate and instrumental action to show transparency.
I have said it before and I will tell you again. Jamaica cannot move forward without a government built on integrity that embraces principles of good governance in this country.
Corruption within the government is pervasive, we can all accept. It's not hidden. So, with that being said, I'm wondering, why is it that we, the Jamaican public, acknowledge but still accept corruption as part of our system? You will hear Jamaicans regularly say, one party is corrupt, the other party is corrupt. But at the same time, when it comes to election time, we all go and vote. So you're accepting the corruption. Even though you acknowledge that the politicians are corrupted, you're still voting for the corrupted politicians. Why is it? That's something we should look at. Jamaica politics is overrun with corruption. And this is common knowledge. Common knowledge among all voters in Jamaica. We speak about this all the time, we all know it. This corruption we speak about in Jamaica has led to gross increase of government mistrust, poverty, gang violence, and many more things. Now, our government, whichever party is in power, has constantly used forceful tactics in an effort to gain vote That's something that we all know. Whenever election comes around, I mean, sometimes terrible things happen from 1980 election onwards. We don't really want to say things on the channel that YouTube won't necessarily like, but you know where I'm going with this. If it's a PNP era, you're expected to vote for PNP party, and if people think you're not voting for the PNP or you have something to hide, you have to leave the community. People would go back as far as Michael Manley or Edward Seaga. People would speak of things like the Green Bay killing and say it was led by politics and other things. I don't want to go on about all that. But there's a lot of things that happened in the past that we Jamaicans sometimes will openly speak about as corruption. But at the same time, whenever there is an election, you would see people, motorcades of men, women, sometimes even little children, traveling from one end of the island to the next to go and support the party that they love. But as soon as election is over, the same people would be saying how I don't like the politicians, they're corrupted. These politicians support crime, they support violence, they give money to the people that they like or the people that support them. They don't do enough for poor people. Just many things. Like I said, these things lead to mistrust. But still, we still support them. And that sometimes just the thought of it got me so frustrated. Because I think the best thing, of course, people going to vote regardless. But if you're one of those individuals who normally criticize the politicians and say that they're corrupted, then you shouldn't be voting. So I would like to know, why is it we keep supporting these politicians who we think are corrupted? That's a question for today. The comment section, and I'll see you in the next episode. Until then, I'm out.